Ultrasabers versus Saberforge. So Ultrasabers and Saberforge are by far two of the largest custom lightsaber manufacturers out there. And people are always wondering, hey, which company should I buy from, or what are some of the similarities and differences between the companies? So I thought I'd make a video about that for you. And this is not going to be totally conclusive, so I invite you to add your own opinions and comments and anything that I've missed in the comments below. So let's get started. Both Ultrasabers and Saberforge are US-based companies, and they sell empty hilt stunt sabers and sound sabers. So empty hilts are nice because you can just turn that into a display piece or a cosplay piece. You could also choose to do your own electronics install on them. And both companies also sell stunt sabers, which is a saber without sound, and they also sell sound sabers, and they sell a variety of sound sabers. So you could get a kind of base level sound saber from either company, or you could get sabers with additional sound fonts and additional bells and whistles, and I'm not going to get too far into that in this video, but you can spend a little or a lot on a sound saber, let's say. There's quite a variety there. As far as lead time goes, Ultrasabers tends to ship quite a bit faster than Saberforge. So on their website they say they ship between like 2 to 3 business days or so. Sometimes they take a bit longer. Like my last order from them, it took them 7 days to ship, but that's still quite fast. Saberforge, on the other hand, on their website they say they take 4 to 5 weeks to ship. On the other hand, my last order from them, it took them about 12 days to ship, so it was a little faster than advertised. But there are certain things that could delay the shipping on your order, like if you get a wrap or if you get like custom finishes from Saberforge, that could add an additional 2 to 4 weeks to your shipping time. So that can be quite a bit slower. If you want to get around the shipping time a little bit, or you want your order shipped a little faster, you may want to check out their Etsy store, where the shipping time they advertise there is only 1 to 2 weeks. So the selection is definitely not as wide as on their regular website, but if you need a saber faster, you probably want to purchase from their Etsy store instead. Both Ultrasabers and Saberforge have kind of movie replica lightsabers and also original designs. So for example, both sites offer kind of a Qui-Gon Jinn replica lightsaber. They don't label it as a Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber, of course, but it's clearly, modeled after that. And so you're able to purchase a lightsaber that looks kind of like the ones from the movies from either vendor, and they also have their own original designs. Like this is an original Ultrasabers design here, the Dark Sentinel LE V4. Okay, now for cheap. So overall, the pricing of Ultrasabers is lower than Saberforge, but it kind of depends, and to some extent you get what you pay for. But at any rate, the cheapest stunt saber you can get from Ultrasabers is the Initiate V2 or the Dark Initiate V2, and those are $54.99. The cheapest stunt saber you can get from Saberforge is the $125 mystery box saber. So that's the cheapest one they have there. That's quite a big price jump between the two companies. The cheapest sound saber you can get from Ultrasabers, well, there's several. There's the Apprentice and Dark Apprentice V4, the Initiate Dark Initiate V3, and the Initiate Dark Initiate V4. So you have several options there, and those are all $159.99. The cheapest sound saber you can get from Saberforge is their mystery box saber for $300. But one of the problems with the mystery box sabers from Saberforge is they will sell out very frequently, because Saberforge releases their mystery box sabers in batches, and that goes for both their sound sabers that are mystery box sabers and their just kind of regular mystery box sabers. As of the posting of this video, for example, Saberforge is all sold out of their mystery box sabers, so there's definitely a little more scarcity there. Now, compatibility. So Ultrasabers has many MHS compatible pommels. So, and some of their sabers also have MHS compatible emitters. And that's kind of nice if you like some custom saber shop parts. Like here's a custom saber shop pommel, for example. I would be able to use that on my Ultrasaber's hilt. Saberforge, well, some of the Saberforge hilts are compatible with some kyberlite pieces, so that's kind of handy if you look at some of the kyberlite pieces, or if you have a kyberlite. And unfortunately, Saberforge and Ultrasabers, their pommels and their components are not compatible with each other. The one exception to this is kind of the blades and the blade plugs. So Ultrasabers only uses 1-inch diameter blades. Saberforge primarily uses 1-inch diameter blades. So you are able to use a blade from one of the companies with a saber from the other company. And that goes for blade plugs as well. So that's kind of a handy thing. Which is nice because actually Saberforge has a much wider variety of blade plugs for sale than Ultrasabers. Ultrasabers currently only has 2 designs of blade plugs, so it's a little limited. And finally, let's talk a little bit about the mystery box sabers. I talked about them a bit with Saberforge before, but both companies do something called a mystery box, and with Ultrasabers, their standard mystery box saber, where you'll likely get a no sound saber, is $75. And that just means that you don't really know which saber you're going to end up with, but it will likely be a no sound saber. Saberforge has a $125 mystery box saber that will likely be a no sound saber, so price is a little higher. And then Ultrasabers has a sound saber, mystery box sound saber, and that's $200, and the mystery box sound saber from Saberforge is $300. So that's just kind of some of the basics comparing these two companies. Please add in additional details and additional comparisons in the comments section, but I just kind of wanted to get this conversation going a little bit. So yep, that is Ultrasabers versus Saberforge, at least some of the things you should know when comparing the two companies.